I can tell if a faceless video is dead in about 10 seconds. Not 10 seconds of watching a video, 10 seconds of reading the script. I've written over 4,000 faceless scripts myself. True crime, scary stories, celebrity dogs, finance explainers, Reddit compilations, 40 plus niches. And after that many reps, you stop reading words. You start seeing patterns. You start seeing exactly where things break. Last month, I reviewed 34 scripts in 1 week, all faceless channels. People paying me to tell them why their retention was tanking. 31 of them had the same exact problem. And it wasn't the niche, it wasn't the AI voice, it wasn't the editing, it was the first 50 words. The video was dead before they even started, and they had no idea. If I were starting a faceless channel today, I wouldn't spend weeks picking niches. I wouldn't obsess over which AI voice sounds the most human. I wouldn't buy another editing course. I would fix the one thing that's actually killing most channels. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Here's something I don't talk about much. When I first started writing faceless scripts, I was terrible at hooks. I knew how to write. I knew how to structure information. I could make a video make sense. I had a marketing background, but the first 50 words, that hook, I had no clue what I was doing. I'd write these openings that were just fine. They introduced the topic, they set up the story, they sounded professional, and they got skipped every single time. I didn't get it. Like, the research was solid, the story was interesting, but why were people leaving? Then I started paying attention to retention graphs. You see that cliff in the first 20 seconds? That was me. That was my scripts. I was losing 20, sometimes 30%, 40% of viewers before the video even started. And here's the thing about faceless content. Your retention is your revenue. If you have low retention, the algorithm stops pushing your content. If the algorithm stops pushing your content, your views dry up, and your RPM doesn't really matter if nobody's watching. So I started studying, not YouTube advice, not how to go viral videos. I studied the actual faceless scripts that were working, hundreds of them. And then I started writing thousands of them. And then eventually I found the pattern. Once I saw it, I just couldn't unsee it. It was in every single failing script I reviewed and wrote. And once I started using it, my retention graphs completely flipped. And I'll tell you exactly what it is. But first, nobody talks about the first 50 words. And here's what you need to understand about that. At normal speaking pace, 50 words is about 20 seconds. And YouTube's own data shows that 1 in 5 viewers leave in that first 20 seconds. So those 50 words are not an introduction. They're a filter. They're either pulling people deeper into the video or pushing them straight back to the feed. And most faceless scripts are pushing them back to the feed. I see the same garbage constantly. In today's video, we're gonna explore, have you ever wondered why? Before we begin, make sure you like and subscribe, or you just burned your 50 words saying absolutely nothing. The viewer who was curious is now gone. The algorithm that was testing your video, it just learned that your content doesn't hold attention. Your video is 10 minutes long, they didn't make it 20 seconds. After thousands of scripts, I found 3 things that separate high retention hooks from ones that flatline. I call it the first 50 formula. 3 parts to it. If you get all 3 right, viewers physically cannot click away. The first thing your hook needs is something that makes the brain go, wait, what? A fact that sounds wrong. A number that doesn't make sense. A statement that breaks their expectations. This is what stops the scroll. This is what interrupts the impulse to click away, because they're looking for an excuse to click away. Here's an example. This is the story of one of history's greatest mysteries. That's not a pattern interrupt. It's a wallpaper. It sounds like every other faceless video on YouTube. But something like this. In 1971, a man walked onto a plane, handed a flight attendant a note saying that he had a bomb strapped to his chest, collected $200,000 in cash, then jumped out the back door of the plane into a thunderstorm and was never seen again. That's a pattern interrupt. The brain can't let that go. You need something that creates friction, something that doesn't fit what they expected. That's the interrupt, and that is what stops the scroll. But stopping the scroll isn't enough. You need to make them trust you in the next 10 seconds. That's part 2. The second thing is a specific detail that signals this isn't generic AI garbage. Not something like this cost millions of dollars. It should be like this cost $847 million and took 14 years to build. It shouldn't be many people died. It should be like 2,146 people died in 4 minutes. Specificity is credibility. Because when you're vague, people assume that you copy pasted shit from ChatGPT. And when you're specific, they assume that you actually did the research and you know what you're talking about. And this is something you need to understand. Viewers can smell generic AI scripts now. They've seen thousands of them. The vague, flowery, in the annals of history garbage that every AI spits out. Specific details are how you signal this one is different. So now you've interrupted them and proven that you're credible. You did your research. You know your shit. But they still need a reason to stay for 10 minutes. The third everything is a promise of something they need to stay to find out. Not something stupid like, let's dive deep into this mystery and explore what happened. No, it should be something like, what happened next would change everything we know about this case. It shouldn't be something like, this story has a surprising ending. No one gives a shit. It should be something like, the twist at the end of this story has never been covered on YouTube. This opens the curiosity gap. They came in with a question, you just promised the answer is coming, and now they physically cannot click away without finding out what you have to say. And for Faceless, this is everything. You're not on camera building trust with your face. There's no personality on the screen. The script has to do all the work. Let me show you these three parts working together. It's going to be the same topic but two different hooks, and you'll see exactly why one dies and one actually keeps someone watching. Here's a bad hook. Have you ever heard of the Dyatlov Pass incident? It's one of the most mysterious cases in history. 9 hikers went into the mountains and something happened that nobody can explain. In today's video, we're going to explore what really happened. That's a vague, generic, steaming pile of shit kind of hook that basically every other video on the platform or every other video on the topic has. There's no pattern interrupt. There's no specific proof. There's no open loop. It's dead. Now, here's the same topic with the first 50 formula applied. On February 2nd, 1959, 9 hikers cut their way out of their tent from the inside, ran into negative 30-degree weather, wearing almost nothing, and died scattered across the mountain. One was missing her tongue, another had chest trauma equal to a car crash, but no external wounds. Soviet investigators wrote 3 words in the final report: compelling natural force. Then they classified the case for 30 years. Do you see the difference? There's a pattern interrupt, which is cut their way out from the inside and missing her tongue. There's specific proof, like February 2nd, 1959, negative 30-degree weather, chest trauma equal to a car crash. And the open loop is that the case was classified for 30 years. Now the viewer can't click away. The loop is still open. That's the first 50 formula. Pattern interrupt, specific proof, open loop. Use this on your next video. Check your retention graph after 48 hours. You will see the difference in the first 30 seconds. Now, if you're tired of writing hooks manually every time and you don't know if they're good or not, or even worse, you're getting garbage shit from ChatGPT and spending hours fixing that, I built my entire methodology into a system called Faceless OS. It's not some generic fucking prompts. It's my actual framework that I use for my client work, for my clients that pay me $5,000 retainers. It's packaged as skill files that plug into Claude AI. You literally just drag and drop the files, upload it into the Claude project knowledge, you give it your topic and niche, and it writes scripts using my same patterns. The first 50 formula, the red tape theory, all of these. One of the Faceless OS members told me that he's about to fire all 3 of his scriptwriters. Another one cut his editing time by 80%. The link's in the description. Now here's the thing, the first 50 will get them to stay past 20 seconds, but it doesn't get them to finish the video. Most Faceless videos don't die in the first 20 seconds, they die between minute 2 and minute 5. That slow bleed you see in your retention graph as you go down, that's the middle part of your script failing. They stayed past the hook, they gave you a chance, and somewhere around minute 3 they got bored. I see this happen constantly. Creators fix their hooks, they get better early retention, then watch the rest of the graph fall off a cliff anyways. The first 50 is the door. What happens after they walk through is a completely different game. That's what the rest of Faceless OS handles, but that's a longer video. If I were starting a Faceless channel today, I wouldn't spend months testing niches, I wouldn't buy another AI voice subscription, I wouldn't watch another how to go viral video. I would master the first 50 words and then I'd build from there. The channels that are winning right now, they aren't winning because they found a secret niche. They're just winning because their scripts hold attention and their ideas are more interesting. And in Faceless, attention is money. The formula is super simple. Pattern interrupt, specific proof, open loop. Use it on your next video. And if you're done wasting hours editing AI garbage or paying scriptwriters who don't really understand retention at all, Faceless OS is in the description. It's everything I've learned from writing thousands of Faceless scripts built into Claude, scripts that actually sound human and scripts that actually retain.